This way we're going to look at Coastal Carolina running their G lead, and I think it's a really good complement for their triple option. As you see right here, they're in a set that's very similar to the way that they've ran their triple option. And what they're really doing is everybody's down blocking this backside right here. They're scooping. They're obviously running G lead to the right. From what I can tell, either the guard or the center is going to pull. If there's a nose or the center feels like he can handle the A-gap player, the front side guard is going to pull. And if there's a one technique to the front side, then the center is going to pull. But right here you can see there's a 4-eye, nose, backside 4-eye. So right there he's going to base that, try to get front side, and everybody's going to be scooping. He's going to down block, he's going to get into that gap, whatever shows up he's going to take, and that guard's going to pull to kick. And so this front side back, he comes straight downhill, and then they're faking option out that way, which I think is a really good look for the different things that Coastal Carolina does. And right here we'll play it. You see the ball snapped really quickly, that running back's getting downhill. Everybody's forming a wall, that tight end's down. He's pulling to kick whatever shows up, and they're faking with that off back with the speed option in that direction. So right there a give, and you can see he's tight to that down block. He's getting up to that backer. He actually just went to the backside linebacker. He's pulling, and it's that front side outside linebacker that's stepping up that's going to kick. They're going to try to hold all these guys and try to get them to flow over the top with that option look. But right there you can see there's the hand, there's the option look. Try to get them to feel the alley right there for the pull. But right there a give, and there's the kick. Running back's getting vertical right there for a big play right there on the G lead. We'll look at some more looks. And really good downhill run right there. Instead of just getting an option where you're not sure if he's going to be able to get it or not, they can hand the ball off and get downhill right there, knowing that they're going to get a kick on the C-gap player and get vertical. One reason that I really like this play, along with the rest of Coastal Carolina's offense and how it mirrors up, is if you're trying to squeeze this and trying to make it be a quarterback pull and then trying to fit it up that way. Right here with the action, everything's looking just like the triple, but instead of him being able to dictate what the quarterback does, they're going to end up kicking that, get downhill, and what you can see right here is these linebackers flowing over the top, thinking that it's going to be a pull, and they're going to make him pull it, but instead they're flowing over the top and getting washed, and now that running back's getting vertical straight downhill. So really good change up when those guys think they can dictate a quarterback pull and then hopefully fit that the way that they want to. Instead, you're getting down, you're kicking the guy that's responsible for the running back on the dive, and so now you're able to get a big play right there on the G lead. As we look a little more in depth on this play, you can see that the center is the one that's pulling on this instead of the guard, and that's a really long ways for that front side guard to get to on that nose, who's actually slanting that direction. On a nose, it looks like he's slanting to the backside A-gap. He's able to get a piece of him, and they pull the center to kick right there. Typically, I would say, hey, let's go ahead and reach front side with the center and pull that guard so you can get there a little bit quicker. But right here, they ended up pulling the center, and it still ends up working out. Again, kicking that defensive end. Everybody's just creating a wall right there. This linebacker tries to flow the top of that tight end. He stays with him, does a really good job of just getting a body on him and washing him. And then good cut there by the running back, working vertical to the backside for a big play. Here's a look of the G lead against Louisiana. Base 3 front, you got a tight end fullback over here. You're getting fly motion instead of that tailback in the backfield with the speed option. They're getting fly motion, and then everybody's working that direction. But whenever they get their tight end and wing, a lot of times what they'll do is everybody's down blocking that wing. Instead of getting in that down block and working all the way to the backer, he ends up kicking, and that's what they do right here. And against Louisiana, they decided that their center was going to be good enough to block that nose. They want to get that guard around, and again with that wing, it almost turns into a power right here. You're just pulling in, square pulling basically to get to that point. Obviously getting downhill, little action that direction, trying to get these guys to soften up and then trying to hit that downhill. With all these guys going that direction, trying to take flow, obviously with the option and different motions they have, they like that look. But right there, running back does a good job making a play, and you can see this guard, whenever he fills in, he really ends up getting onto the backer that he wants. Pin him, continue to move your feet, and that's a really good finish right there. That's a safety rolling down. Typically not going to be able to take care of the safeties on most runs. They're really hoping that he would have floated off over the top with some option. And right there, anytime you're one-on-one with a safety and you're running back, you're going to feel good about it. Right there makes the guy miss. He's able to get a decent gain right there on G lead in a big game. Just Coastal running the G lead out of a 3-back set. They motion another fullback in right here. So all these guys right here, they're basically down blocking or scooping on the backside. He's going to work tight, and he ends up kicking. It actually looks like there's a one tech right here over the top of the guard, so that guard's going to stay on, pulling that center to basically lead up for that back or safety, whoever flows down. And with the two backs in the backfield, you're going to get a downhill run right there, and then the option action right there with the quarterback and the running back. But right there, handoff. And you can see the center's pulling. You see that everybody's down blocking right here. This fullback, he's staying tight, knowing that he's going to kick whoever shows up to the C gap. It ends up being that backer flowing down. He ends up kicking. There's the center. His eyes are out here, but he knows that that running back's going to follow him right there, going vertical. You don't want to chase anything outside, knowing that that running back's trying to hit it downhill. So right there, he works vertical, knowing that he's going to fill back in late, which is what he's able to do. He stays on him. Great job right there, having patience and knowing where that running back's going to fit. And obviously having this option action out here as well against BYU. And another really big game for Coastal that is able to hold some guys, get these safeties to play a little bit less aggressively, and get a pretty explosive play right there against a good defense. Same formation, same play for Coastal Carolina against BYU. Situation is 3rd and 1 right here, so great call for 3rd and 1, getting downhill. Everybody is down blocking their inside gap. He's going to be tight. He's probably going to kick there. Again, pulling the center and hopefully wrapping up, taking first off color. Looks like they got an extra guy over here, so it should be great running that direction, especially going quickly as far as the guy getting downhill so they can't track it down from the backside. And we'll look at it as we play it. Again, getting downhill quickly, faking triple option. There's the center pulling. There's the fullback kicking that outside linebacker. You can see there's a crease right there, a little bit of a bubble, so we want to hit that. Hopefully this center, he ends up just filling outside and hitting his own guy. Fill with a purpose and get vertical, looking for off color right there. It's a little bit lost, but obviously getting a lot of movement right here against a really good defense. Short yardage option right here to run the ball, and they found that crease and got a big first down against BYU. This is a really good look here. A lot of teams have been running this play on the goal line, just getting into your gaps so you're having no open gaps. They end up bringing down the guard, so they're pulling the center for whoever shows up, and you can really see he could have fit there, he could have fit there and made a big play, but with that option look and the option threat that Coastal Carolina always has, he has to sit out there wide. He does a great job of fitting up tight, and understand that Mike Backer might be the one that's the one that fits up into the D gap, and he ends up fitting him right there. Place out shoulder to get him to kick, and now we're going vertical right there. Everybody's running this play on the goal line, short yardage. Alabama just ran it. Florida State running a ton. I know that he did at Memphis, and it's just one of those plays that's very versatile. You're not getting any open gaps. You're getting a puller to take care of whoever the linebacker is that flows over the top, or it could be outside linebacker, corner, whatever. He's just fitting up on whoever shows up on that C gap. So really versatile play, especially short yardage goal line. And the way that Coastal Carolina runs that triple option, it really mirrors up well with what they do. Some more goal line calls here from Coastal. And obviously you can see they have their two backs over here to the left, and they actually zone this entire time. I don't know if there's a different call for it. I'm sure there is. I just really don't know that much about it, other than I really like the play. Would love to learn more about it. But these guys are just basically zoning out, and he ends up working there as opposed to kicking out. And now here comes the center. He kicks right there, and then short yardage goal line set. He even tries the wrong shoulder right there and get low and make him bounce. Obviously, that would have been great to make him bounce because there's an extra defender right there. But he's able to dig him out just enough that he can get in behind those big guys and find a way into the end zone. Really good play there by the center, creating a stalemate, not letting him dive into that gap and making that bounce. Good job getting vertical, trusting your track, and find a way to get in the end zone. Pretty similar look to what we saw earlier against Louisiana. Obviously, this one's on the goal line, getting a little fly motion. These guys are down blocking right here. He's staying tight. He ends up kicking on this one as opposed to down blocking. Probably a different call as far as may just be a tag or something like that, letting him know, hey, he's going to C gap. Now he can fill in just like power. And on this one, they end up pulling that guard. Again, a nose right here, so they end up reaching that nose and pulling that guard, knowing that he's going to base that D gap, so he's end up turning out right there. He's getting downhill. Again, that action right there, trying to get these backers and safeties to soften up just enough. And right there's a good kick. He's got to keep working his hips to the inside, and he does so right there. And you can see the puller. He's filling in right there for first off color, ends up being a safety. Running back's hitting it. Great job right here by the nose from Louisiana getting off and trying to find a way to keep him from getting to the end zone. This nose is a really good player when you can see right there getting that extension and running flat down the line. Gets on him, and I think he's a really good player. We've seen a few other clips from this guy in this game, so I think he's a big-time ball player. Not sure if right there if you felt like you're going to struggle with the center and the nose, if you'd rather down block it and pull the center, or what would be the easiest thing to do. But Nose does a great job of disengaging and getting the ball carrier on the ground before he gets to the end zone. For our last goal line look right here, we've got an A set with a couple backs Get a little motion in that direction. Again, downhill G lead. There's nobody over here on this side, so we're going to down block. He's going to reach, and then you're pulling that guard for the first guy to show up, whether it's a linebacker floating on top or whatever. So right there, getting downhill. Ends up being that outside backer, get a kick. He's working straight to that linebacker. No issues right there. Good kick. Getting his play side shoulder on him, getting him into the D gap. And then that running back hits it vertical behind those down blocks. Again, hips in the hole. And they're hitting it right there downhill, able to get into the end zone.